Welcome to Yoni Confessionz.
Unfiltered from A to Z.
We talk about everything
Everything.
and completely unfiltered. Unfiltered. With wine.
Yeah, we talk about what they don't want to talk about.
But they sure think about it.
Hi, everybody. This is Alex and Jen, and this is Yoni Confessionz with a Z. Unfiltered. From what?
A to Z.
And what are we going to be talking about now?
Ooh. What else, man?
In our last episode, you were going through some things in a relationship, and it's up to you how much detail you want to give, but
Next relationship.
okay, so it brought up the whole topic of, how people lie, and then we started talking about the fact that everyone's talking about the whole Will and Jada entanglement issue, which I have a very strong opinion about, as far as really no opinion. But let's kind of piggyback off of what you were going through just a little bit, and how that led into your opinion about marriages, and specifically, I guess, Will and Jada Smith's issue.
It's interesting that you say that. Well, you put a muzzle on me last episode.
The introduction episode, and I knew that would take much more time, and you wanted to kind of get to some other things in our introduction.
I know, and I was venting because it's still fresh. The angst, the frustration that I've been dealing with this particular person who continuously lies, manipulates, gaslights. I feel like I was dating, in hindsight, the president. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Am I allowed to say that?
Unfiltered from A to Z.
Well, anyway, this particular person continues to lie, make false promises, and I just don't understand why. I mean, piggybacking off of what you said last time, they don't want to lose something. But I think the bigger picture, you're going to lose it because the lies, become intolerable. The lies, the acceptance of the lies, the acceptance of the disrespect, it gets to a point where, I do recognize my value. I do recognize my worth. And, I, against all better judgment, I continue to believe what he was saying, in hopes that, he actually believed what he was saying too. And it just got to a point where I'm very apathetic and getting numb. A part of me is so petty that I enjoy the what's the word?
I kind of enjoy antagonizing him right now.
I do a little bit, because I have said in no uncertain terms, I've been very clear with him. Look, this is where we are. This is where I am. He's talking about, I want to be with you, be patient, blah. And I'm like, I've already given you 3 years. I can't give you 3 more minutes. I'm just, and because there are a lot of emotions involved, I do love him. I was in love with him. I'm not the type of person that needs to be toxic. However, I think he needs it to be toxic for him to just walk away. I don't know. I'm just so piggybacking off your thing, what the point of them lying and why they lie and why do we accept it, and we know that they're lying. Actually, I have to say that I am so silly to just think that people think like me and are like me and want the best and don't want to play the games and just, you know.
And I think what's even more important, which I've come to realize in situations that I've been in, is that, and it's what everybody knows and we say, you know, actions speak louder than words. And so there's a point where we know or we have a good feeling that what they're saying isn't either the truth or it's not genuine or whatever. And we keep putting hopes in their words when we should really pay more attention to what they're doing and not doing, and even what they say.
But
And
that's the,
actions according to our expectations. If you're expecting something from a relationship and you're expecting something to happen within a year and it's not happening, it doesn't matter what they say. If it's not happening and that's not what you want, that should be enough. Instead of hanging on to what they're saying because that's not lining up with their behavior.
But you know what's so crazy is for me, so, you know, I haven't been in a situation like this before. In terms of, okay, so I'm not sure if I disclosed this the last episode, but dude is married. I didn't know he was married. So I know we talked about the homewrecker thing, but I was already involved, engaged emotionally 4 months into the relationship before I found out. And I only found out because, ladies, I did a background check. And it wasn't until I saw his warranty deed on his home where it said a married man. He never even told me. So long and short of it, you know, he's getting divorced, all the lies. But I say that to say that I'd never been in a situation like this. So for me, my understanding or even thought process behind being a mistress or being in an affair with, or being involved with a married man rather, you know, I thought like you only saw him like every now and again, or you only talked to him every now and again. No, me and dude talked every day, all day. I thought because, you know, my schedule, his schedule, you know, we saw each other. I was seeing him every other weekend. You know, I'm flying out to him or he's coming to me.
You ever wonder why you didn't go to his house?
You know, we're traveling. We're both busy. We're both of our schedules. He's working. So it didn't occur to me because we're meeting in various places. I mean, we've been to Jamaica. We've been to Boston. We've been to New York. We've been to all these places together. So, you know, we have our own friends. Like it didn't, you know, we've created our own friends. Now, what started my inquisitiveness or suspicion was, I think it was somewhere around the holidays or something happened and I wasn't, and granted that year was our first year, but there was no conversation of me meeting the family. And that's when things started to like, you know, because we're in deep. Like, again, this seemed, I mean, he's living an entire double life with me.
He was in a different city and state.
Than his wife. And it's the other thing. So it's not like a wife where they're separated. Like I have girlfriends who have been in situations where the dude that they're dating, the wife knew about her, they've traveled. It was just a technicality that there was no divorce, but they were well aware they're both dating other people. This particular person, he's at home living with his wife as a dutiful husband. And he found out. So it's so crazy to me, ladies, you know, and it's so heart-wrenching when you are trusting this person and they betray your trust with the lies and the manipulation. And it's like you said, they don't want to lose it because he was living an entire, when I tell you, Jay, an entire double life.
Can I say this? My observation is, for you, it's a double life. For him, it's the perfect scenario. He has his home life. He has his wife at home, whether it's 100% great or 1% great. He has that, still holding it together for whatever reason, he's still keeping that. And he has his mistress. That's what a lot of men do. You didn't know you were his mistress.
That's the part that pisses me off.
But that's, for him, it may not be a double life. That brings his whole life together sometimes. Or for some men, so why would they change that?
But that's the part that pisses me off. I ain't nobody's mistress. I ain't nobody's number two.
Well, you didn't know you were. And then after you found out that
I should have left. I should have.
Hard because your heart was in it. That's what I am observing.
I should have left.
But it's hard. It's difficult because I've been in a situation like that as well. They happened to be separated, and we dealt with each other before he was married. Then he got married, and he didn't tell anybody because he was ashamed that he was married. And then we were just friends, and we got closer. And then, of course, it's the whole thing of, well, we're not happy together. My wife and I, we're not happy, whatever. But by then, my heart was in it. And I never had any intentions of being with him. I was enjoying it for what it was, but it was difficult because there was still an emotional element to it. Then he finally got divorced. And then I didn't want him anymore. I'm like, well, you taking me through so much shit. I'm ready to move on.
Hey, just fellas, if you're watching, you cannot, one of the things I've realized through this part of this component of my journey is that you cannot be honest with anyone if you cannot be honest with yourself. And that goes for me too. You cannot, if you don't start with yourself and being honest in what you want for your life and how you want your life to look, you cannot be honest with anybody else because you're living or you're creating this facade of an image that you want to portray like you got it all together. And meanwhile, you blowing me up. Meanwhile, I'm telling you, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this. I need to heal. I need to stay away from you. Is it now, is it a challenge for him? Like, what is the point in him continuously calling me? And I know what you're going to say, and you're right. Keep giving him access, so he keeps.
Well, it's even broader than that because he has his responsibility. Now, what is yours? Let's talk about you, because what I'm hearing is he did this, he did that, he did that, he did that, he did that. And I'm your friend, and I've been in positions like that. I just think there's a point in time where you take control of what you need to do moving forward, because he is who he is. It is what it is. Okay, we can blame him for his part in it. That's already been done and said. So if he is really a non-factor now, then let's talk about you. Where are you now, and how are you going to move forward?
Yeah, it's tough. Ladies, it's tough. It's tough on so many levels, but I need to get out of my own way. I really do, where he's concerned.
And I get it. I'm in another situation where the person isn't married, and I really like them. I didn't know it was going to turn into that, But for me, I never wanted, we actually talked about this offline as far as the home wrecker title. And to me, that bugs me out when people say she's a home wrecker. And there's another show that's on TV on Dr. Oz, where this woman found out her man was having an affair. Her husband was having an affair, and she went and killed him and her and then herself. And she said, she took my husband away from me. And that's the part I'm focusing on, is no one can take your husband away from you. No one can wreck your home unless they come in with a gun and actually wreck it. Unless they physically wreck it. That spouse has to take ownership.
I got a different weapon.
That spouse has the ability to ruin a marriage, or the two spouses together have the ability to wreck their home, but that other person isn't wrecking it. Now, yeah, they have a part in that spouse's behavior and their decisions, but I just have an issue with that term. So I say all that to say it, you know, after you find out or whatever, what do you want? My situation was I never wanted to be the one. I was enjoying it for what it was because it wasn't a marriage. I was just enjoying it. I have been enjoying it for what it is, you know, even though I really like that person. So it's just taking control of how you handle the relationship, I guess, and your expectations, you know?
It's interesting because, you know, you go through these questions and you say, well, hell, do I want, see, as the mistress, I probably know more about him than she does in the 25 years they've been married. Because we're friends. And I think that's a big part of what our connection is. Like, we are friends. Like, he can talk to me about anything and everything. It's judgment free. He can be his true self with me.
Mm-hmm.
But so I go back to saying, you know, the questions I have in my head is like, would I rather be the wife or would I rather be the mistress? Because the intimacy, the real intimacy has been in being the mistress.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about everything and having that level of intimacy, because intimacy is not sex. Ladies, I know y'all know this. Men, if y'all don't know, let me put y'all on. Intimacy is not physical. Intimacy is so much more than that. And I think that that's what we share that makes it so difficult I'm a problem for him as much as he's a problem for me.
And that's what I'm picking up on is, and that's what I'm trying to say is, you want it so bad for him to leave and for you to become the wife. But that's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
And so you're enjoying the perks of what you get. You're getting the 20% great when 80% of the marital thing might be I'm just saying, I'm like, you're enjoying it for what it is because he's able to relax, relate, and release from his married life. So
yeah, I have a problem with the being second. Like, I just have a real issue with that's not for me. I mean, but again, you know, you ask yourself the question, well, hell, am I really in second position being the mistress? Because he's able to be all that he wants to be with me. But at the end of the day.
But that's because he sees you on the terms and in the scenario of you being there, not 24/7, 365 under the same roof. You're not dealing with his finances. You're not dealing with the things that.
But that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, when something happens to him, or if something happens to him, because he's financially well off. You know, I don't have a life insurance policy on him. I don't have any kind of stability provided by him. He ain't paying any bill. You know, there's none of that. So what's the and I hate to say the whiffy, what's in it for me? Like, we all know dick is easy to come by. I mean, we can get some penis anywhere. So if that's all you're coming to the table with, that's not enough. Not when you're married. Now, you're single and we're both coming to the table with all of our stuff and we're working to do something together and to build. That's another story. But when you're married and you're expecting and accepting me to compromise everything about my morals and principles and ethics, there's got to be a win in it for me. I think laying down and just let you bounce on top of me for my purpose? Are you kidding me?
So what's making it hard? Well, I mean, I think I know what's making it hard for you to just cut it off is, for one, because you're friends and you realize you're losing a friendship.
It's a grieving process.
Emotions involved. I get it because I've been there and I'm in that. Like, you don't want to miss the things that are positive and great about this, but is it worth the things that you're not, There's so many times throughout the day still, like the stuff that we've shared and we talk about and we kid around about, like I want to send him, a clip or a link or this or that, or call him and say, did you see?
And I can't, and I have to restrict or restrain from doing that because that's the friendship part that we have. And like I said, we talked all day, every day. So for me, it's like, you know, what is she getting from him?
We're not going to talk about her.
No, I know, I get that, but I just wonder, like, you have invested and you do invest so much in our relationship. Like, how do you have the ability to invest anywhere else, mentally or emotionally?
Okay, but I guess the reason I said that, and I didn't mean to be so cut and dry, and I didn't mean to say that like she's not a factor.
I said that to him. He says it. Hold on, before you go there.
I didn't say that in a
said,
her.
huh?
I didn't mean to say that in a disrespect. No,
I get it. But listen, he has talked to me, and he has said, as recent as in the last few hours, he has said, hold on, he said something about being together. And I said, is she going to be there? I said, you continue to talk about us as if she doesn't exist. And he was like, and I'm like, you cannot, she's a big part of this equation. Like, she does not, and it's interesting how he tries to pretend that she doesn't exist when we could be together if she didn't. Not, and I'm not saying that in a dark way. I'm just saying you're married. If you weren't married, we could be like freaking amazing. But you.
So moving forward, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I know, but I don't know. And I'm the part of me is I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired of talking about it, that I'm at the point where I just need to act on what I know is the right thing to do. And I have been. So I say that to say, you know, my weekend trips, I've cut them out. I haven't seen him. He continuously calls to try to get me to come, even today. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming. What is the point? I told you I'm not going to be in this role with you. I ain't nobody's side chick, whatever.
Well, my other point was to interrupt you. The way you have described his reaction and response.
Oh, I know.
Me should help you.
I know.
Because he hasn't been understanding.
I told him that too.
He hasn't been patient. He hasn't been kind. And you.
He's a big old baby.
In expressing how this has affected you, and you finally deciding that you need to do something else. And that bothers me because I'm like, why would you even, this should make it,
know.
You know, is that the kind of husband you want anyway?
But, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, if we were together, that's not who he would be.
He is who he is. You've already said you all have a genuine friendship. He relates to you. He can tell you things. But when it comes to you saying that you need to move on.
Because he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't want to lose me. He doesn't want to lose me. He doesn't want to lose this friendship. Like he'll say, like I said to him, you know, we cannot talk. Why can't we talk? We can't just be friends? No, not right now. I need time to heal from you.
My point is, he knows what he's doing. You're messing up his game plan. He was with this situation.
You know what he told me yesterday?
Happy with this, and you're messing up what it was.
Let me tell you what this cat told me yesterday. Because I told him.
By the way, because I know.
By the way, ladies, this is glass number 3, maybe 4. So this is a disclaimer. Ain't no telling what's gonna come out these two tonight. Let me tell you what this cat told me yesterday or today. I don't even remember. I said something. So when we met, my hair was your length, right? Mm-hmm. So he encouraged me to let it grow out. Now, I let him believe that he encouraged me to grow it out because I do this thing where I grow it out, I cut it off, go back to your length, grow it back out, whatever. So I told him yesterday, he was talking and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come. I said something about cutting my hair. You better not cut your hair. You know what he told me? I'm molding you. I said, what? What?
He said, I didn't hear you.
I'm molding you to be my trophy.
So I just don't understand why it's so difficult to cut him off at this point.
So what?
So
I said, all the reason for me to cut my hair. But ladies, I said, I'm sharing that with you to, now this is a person that I have said now and recognizing my own shortcomings, I have not executed or acted. However, I have said, well, I haven't gone to see him. Me going to see him or letting him come to see me would be the absolute betrayal to myself. Me
I'm glad you know that.
stringing him along and playing with him and being petty, it's a game right now. I'm playing a game he was playing, but I'm not being physical with him. I'm not going to see him. I don't.
Hopefully you'll move to the next phase sometime soon.
Huh?
Hopefully you'll move to the next phase soon.
I know. But like, I forgot what I was going to tell you.
It's a breakup, you know.
But it's a breakup. It is a breakup. And it's a grieving process because I'm not only losing a lover, I'm losing a friend. So I've lost because he is past tense.
I want to say they're molding you. I don't even know what kind of friend that is because my friends don't have to mold me.
Well, you know what? It's this other life that we live that he loves, that he just,
again, he's trying to hold on to that because he can't get that from everybody. So he's trying to get everything that he wants despite what you want. And I hope you're.
I said to him, I was like, what about what I want?
Through. He has certain qualities, but his character is really shining through. The more and more you tell me about him, girl, it's just, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, people
stupid stuff.
Either what they want to keep or what they don't want to lose or what they want to get. That's the only reason.
That's the whole lying thing. That's the whole stuff that I was going through dealing with this person who continuously lies. And you just have to really see it for what it is, accept it for what it is, and move on. And that's kind of where I am. And I know this. It is difficult though, because, you know, I'm emotionally involved with him. And, you know, there's a lot of things that have happened that I was there for. And it's just kind of tough to sever those ties.
And that's why I'm kind of being a little hard. And this is our second episode. So all our episodes aren't going to be light and lively and woo-hoo. Not about sex. But I think our episodes will be real. And this is something that Alex is really going through right now. Well, I am the tough love.
And I'm not the only one. I know.
No, you're not. And that's the purpose of this. It's a judgment-free zone, like we said before. You can have your thoughts, opinions, values, religion, religious views, whatever, and I respect all of that. The point is, Alex is putting it out on the table, sharing something that most people don't even admit to, you know, and I appreciate you for sharing it. And we're going through this real time. Like you say, like just came through like a couple of minutes ago, right?
And ladies, you know what I forgot? You know what, ladies, also, I have accountability for my actions. I recognize them, I identify them, and I'm embarrassed by my actions. And it's not that, you know, I don't think that what I did or am doing or was doing isn't wrong or was wrong. I don't want to be a part of another woman's pain.
Mm-hmm.
And because I believe in karma, you know, sometimes I didn't take the vows that he took. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't want to be a part of that pain because I don't want to go through that hurt. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you ladies are forgiving. And I know for my journey that this is a part of growth in terms of not beating myself up for it. You know, so in backpedaling a little bit, when he and I met, I was in a horrible space from a previous relationship.
Right. Right.
And, you know, he looked like, I mean, the positive attention, the gifts, the everything that he was bestowing upon me at that time was like,
Yeah.
coming from what you know that I came out of.
And that tends to happen, you know, once we come out of one relationship, the extreme seems like God to us when really
Yes.
something in the middle. I've been there too. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it can get us because we're like, oh, he's a total opposite of that crap I just.
Total opposite.
Opposite on the other extreme isn't always the best either. But I get it. Like, yeah, you just wanted something different than what you had been.
And he was so different. So, and I think, you know, in hindsight, now I'd given myself, I take that back. I didn't give myself any time. From the time that my previous relationship ended, it was about 8 months before I met this person that actually was even open to meeting someone. So it was about 8 months where I was shut down. I hadn't talked to anybody. I was like zero, zip, zilch. And then I met him and we had a great time and we connected and it was his energy. And then, you know, the person that I thought he was and all of this stuff, it was total contrast. So I was very vulnerable, I think. And then I also was recognizing that he was different from the person that I had been involved with previously. So ladies, you know, just recognize and identify where you are emotionally with whomever it is. I mean, my wish for all of us is to find that guy who connects. He may not be perfect because we're not perfect, but he's perfect for you in whatever capacity that is. And, you know, don't accept anything less than you'd want your daughter or your child or your best friend to accept. You know, I wouldn't accept this for Jennifer. I'd be getting in her ass like she gets in mine because I know it's not right. And she's far better than that to deal with the BS.
I just want you to be happy, you know, and I know.
And I do too.
At this point, it's just moving forward. And I know you had some opinions because you were talking about, you know, the marriage situation between him and his wife. And then that led you to have opinions about what's been, well, it's old news now, but.
It might be old news. Yeah, I think they put a cap on it now, but yeah, it did make me, you know, marriage. And again, going back to what I said, he was a side dude, if you will, Mr. August.
About what we're talking about. You act like everybody knows what we've been talking about.
Oh,
We've been talking about, she brought up, you know, the whole ordeal with Jada and Will Smith and their issues with Jada having an affair for a certain period of time. And that was 4 years ago, but it's been brought back up because they're public figures mainly. And they decided to go public and discuss it a little bit. My take on it is I don't have enough information. They're not my friends. I don't know them personally. I don't know anything other than what has been presented. We all present what we want people to know. And so for me, Alex, it's just a matter of I can't really have even a valid opinion on certain aspects of their situation because I don't deal with rumors. I don't deal with just thinking about what may have happened. I only go from what they have expressed and shared in that interview and what I've heard from them together and individually before then, and my opinions about marriage. So that was where I came from.
So with that being said, let me ask you this. It was conveyed that she did in fact have a extramarital affair with this young man. Okay. So as women, I would love to get a man's input on this as well though, but are we as women more accepting of a side relationship or extracurricular, extramarital affair if it's physical versus being emotional? So when I say that to say, okay, if you out in the your dude's out in the club, or he's out with his boys, it's a bachelor party, whatever it is, and he runs into honey with the fat ass and titties or whatever he likes, he smashes that night. Are we more accepting of that as a one-off?
Then there's got to be an other side to it, so you got to express.
Than a 4-year emotional relationship.
Are you speaking of your situation?
My thinking is skewed. My thinking is skewed. But I guess for me, I'm thinking,
and it's a biased opinion. That's my issue. Like, if I'm going to come to the table and assess a specific situation or even a general question like that, but you pose the question using your own situation.
But
so
everybody does. But everybody does. They're looking at that situation through their lens of their experiences.
I understand, but that's why I don't comment, because I don't think it's fair. Because I don't think there is one solution for every relationship or every marriage. I don't think that there is any relationship that is exactly the same. So I don't care to give an opinion on a hypothesis because you're trying to compare two different relationships. So what I will say though, while you're looking at your son from the side, because you have
he's over here ear hustling.
Ear hustle.
He's learning, he says.
I do understand what you're saying. Like I do for me and my experience, I do feel there's a double standard.
Yes.
I do feel like men who find out that their woman, because I've had this directly addressed. I'll go into that later. I was at an event with a certain author and well-known personality who said he multi-dates, but he would never be with a single woman who multi-dates. And I said, I multi-date. It doesn't mean I'm having sex with everybody.
Right.
If I'm not exclusive right now and I'm getting to know different people, that's multi-dating. He didn't want to do that. He wants to, and even a situation I'm in now, he wants to be sexually exclusive, but he doesn't want to be exclusive overall. So I do feel in my experience, there has been a double standard with men. So to that point, I think there's a double standard. I think men want to be able to do what they want to do a lot of times, but they want their woman to stay, exclusive and just with them. So they want to have their cake and eat it too. That's an old quote, cliche, whatever.
But I guess what I'm thinking about is like, so Jada, what's the word I'm looking for? She described her relationship or her extramarital affair as an entanglement, which would imply a physical relationship. Mm-hmm. For me, and she and I are about the same age, we all are, and somewhere in this ballpark. A physical relationship is one-off, maybe, I might smash every now and again. But a 4-year relationship.
Was it a 4-year relationship with him?
Mm-hmm. That's what was conveyed. I mean, I like you, I don't know, I'm not in there, but that's what she said.
I didn't know it happened for 4 years. I didn't know they were in
there. They were involved for 4 years.
Okay.
And so, so there's just so many things about that was so, I don't want to say wrong, because if it wasn't wrong for them, who am I to say it was wrong? But it just seemed like, again, this young man was literally a young man. My son is 26. I'm sorry, I lose count. And I could not see myself being involved with somebody in that age range. It does not. So this young man at the time was the age of her son. And they were involved for 4 years. So it's like a lot of manipulation, a lot of,
Involved for 4 years.
I'm sorry?
You know exactly how they were involved for 4 years.
I know what she said.
Physical right from the beginning. Actually, I don't even care.
No, but I'm saying, but for me, it's just like there's just so many layers to. Again, I can't say it was wrong because if it was right for them, it was right for them. But I just don't. Physical is physical, emotional is emotional, and that became. It may have started off as a physical thing, which I think it probably did.
You're thinking probably, maybe, I don't know. You don't know. Go ahead.
Listen, let me ask you this, because we gonna go here then. What the hell? No, let me ask you, no.
Justifying anybody's behavior.
No,
I'm just saying.
No.
Like,
answer me this. Answer me this. How old are you? 53?
54. I'm 54.
50 plus. 50 plus. We're going to say. Okay, I'm 50. I'm going to. What in God's name are you going to have to, you said it could have started off as physical. It's
not my business. My point is, Alex, I don't give up.
No, but for us as grown women, there is no other reason to get involved with a 20-year-old other than his back.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Talk to me.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion and your judgment. And what you have to
talk to me. You cannot talk to me. You ain't got shit to say to me, but tell me where your daddy is.
All I'm saying is this conversation, we brought it up because it's our episode. But to be honest, I don't make opinions and judgments on situations because I don't know where her mindset was. I don't know where her heart was. I don't know what she was going through. She stated some things that she wanted us to hear about where she was personally going through in her marriage. She also stated her need to feel like she needed to help somebody, whatever. Whatever her explanation is, you can believe it, you cannot believe it, you can agree with it or not. We all go through things based on the emotional, intellectual, and mental, spiritual capacity that we have at the time. Someone could lay their opinions on you the same way. They could say, well, how did she do it? So all I'm saying is, you can have your opinion, but I'm not going to express my opinion about why Jada did what she did, why Will accepted it, why they were even separated, why they got back together. We can spend 2 hours creating all kinds of scenarios. My point is, you're going off of your beliefs. And that's fine to have your beliefs, but you're going off of what they presented. And we all present what we want people to know, but there's so much that you don't know. So I am not going to volunteer my opinion based on things just because.
I get it. If they didn't want our opinion, and not that they want our opinion.
The point is, you can have your opinion. They put it out there. They're public people. They're celebrities or whatever. And for whatever reason they wanted to put it out, they put it out. I'm not saying
that was my question. Why did they put it out? Did they want a public opinion? Did they want to put it in a public forum? What was the point in
I don't care what their point is. I don't care because it has nothing to do with my life. My point is,
it doesn't either. Me either.
Your opinion. When we have an opinion, all I'm asking is that you realize your opinion is biased. And it's biased because you don't have all the information. I'm not going to try to have an opinion on something just based on what's. All I'm saying is you're judging something based on how you would do things. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to do that because I can't put myself in her shoes. Your life is totally different from hers. So whatever she was going through, whatever he was going through, whatever Will, Jada, and what's his name, they were all going through at the time, is totally different from anybody else's life.
This is true.
So what do I have to say about it? All my pillows fall.
What?
All my pillows fall and all that shit. Alex, what I'm saying is,
I I don't have an opinion in terms of, I'm sorry, I don't have any judgment. I do have an opinion, which is different. So I have zero judgment because.
No, but you questioned why Jada did what she did.
Absolutely. That's crazy to me.
To question it. You don't get that.
I cannot, for the life of me, think of what reason on God. Now, she is a physically beautiful, to look at Jada, stunning, beautiful.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with it?
Hold on, I'm going to tell you. To look at Jada, beautiful, stunning, has everything going for her. She's married to Will Smith. She's got these great kids. She's got a career. Again, there's no judgment. There's an opinion though. So the opinion is based on the outside in. That's all I can do. I'm on the outside looking in. She's a beautiful woman, has all this stuff going for her, yet and still she decides to bring this young man in, and she does what she does with him.
Alex, do you
hear?
There's
no judgment. There's no judgment.
Okay. I'm just,
for the life of me, I can't see why she would do that.
But I think you need to look up the definition of judgment, because this is what I'm going to point out to you, Alex. So you talk about how she looks, and you assume she has everything going on for her based on your perspective. That is an opinion, because you don't know if she
is not her reality.
Exactly. So to start, you can't say that someone has everything going for them, because
my perspective. I can.
That's opinion number one. That's assuming.
No judgment.
First of all, you're assuming that she has everything going on. And for some reason, you mentioned how she looks, which I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that she wasn't happy in her. She said she wasn't happy in her marriage, and she got into this relationship and a friendship and whatever with another person. So how she looks and thinking she has everything going on for her, I don't even know how that relates to that. The second thing is, whatever she decided to do, she did it based on her life. And I have nothing to say about what she has been going through in her 20-year plus marriage with her husband. I don't know what he's been going through. I don't know any of that. So for me to even have an opinion is you think about something based on what you're given, but you're not given everything. So you can only fairly and unbiasedly speak on what you actually know.
Okay.
Confessions, unfiltered. And I guess I'm saying, Alex, we have to just be careful of crossing the lines of putting our stuff into other people's lives. My sister did that once. I told her about a situation, and she called herself being concerned. But before I knew it, it had nothing to do with me. It was all about how she thought relationships and the stuff that she had been through, panned out.
But Jennifer, I respectfully have to disagree with you, simply because our experiences are what shape our opinions. So in order for us to have an opinion about anything, it has to be based on something that we have actually experienced. So perfect example, this podcast. We're sharing with other women and whomever might be listening our experiences. And hopefully, because of potentially their experiences, it resonates with them. So it gives them an opinion. So we can't have an opinion. For instance, I'll give you an example. I've never met, what the hell, what's Prince William, whatever, Meghan Markle's husband. Okay. I can't have an opinion on what it's like to be the Duchess of England, because I've never had that experience. So I can't even formulate in my mind what she may or may not be going through. So our opinions are based on the experiences that we go through. So for me, and currently, going back to my BS with the married dude, you know, I can only, my thought process in being honest and transparent with myself and identifying that is my vision and my opinions right now probably are more skewed than they would have been 2 years ago and maybe 2 years from now. I get that, but we are all in a different place in this journey that we're all going through. So my experience that I'm dealing with dude, there might not be anybody going through that right now. 2 years from now, they might be going through it. Or, you know, they may have dealt with it 2 years ago and I could have used their advice. But for me, in looking at what they communicated, we didn't ask them to put their business out there. They did. And whatever they decided to convey is all we have to go on. But with that, they are asking for unsolicited or solicited opinions. Again, no judgment, but an opinion about, and everybody is in a different space in their life. So there's some people that are happily married and could never even think about cheating on their spouse. And there's some people that are out there doing dirt and it just, everybody's in a different place, but I don't think that we can't have an opinion. I mean, our experiences shape those opinions, period. I mean, it has to, because we wouldn't have an opinion, because we don't know, we wouldn't have anything to connect to.
I think we just have to be careful of knowing the difference between an opinion and a judgment.
I agree.
And for me, there's just so much I can say, because I'm not going to bring my experience from my relationships. I'm not going to let my experience of my relationships form my opinion about their relationship.
Okay.
Because my relationships are different from their relationship.
Absolutely. And I understand what you're saying in that respect.
You said because you can speak on William's experience because you haven't had that experience, but you feel you can speak on Jada and Will's experience because you can relate a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
So
but I think, and I agree with you in that respect in terms of, you know, I'm not going to allow what happens in their relationship to affect what's going on in my relationship.
So that's not
going to formulate an opinion for me. I'm going to, what? That's not what?
I'm not saying that their relationship affects yours. I'm saying you have allowed your experience with your relationships to affect your opinion about their relationship.
But what I know, what Alex knows is my opinion means shit to them. So my opinion or my thought process, listen, again, there's no judgment. I'm not gonna not watch Different World or whatever Jada has done. I'm not gonna watch movies.
I'm not saying you're judging them as
I have an opinion or I've judged what they're doing in their personal life. I don't care, because guess what? There is no blueprint to this. None of us have the right blueprint. Okay, do this, and everything is gonna work out right. None of us have it.
When you say I don't understand or I question why, which you have said, that means that's a judgment. That's all I'm saying. We go, I don't understand. How did you do this? Or she should be happy, or she has it all.
Well,
opinion is based on what you think, not what you know.
That to me is an opinion simply because this shit is hot.
It's an assumption. And all I'm saying is we just have to all be careful of delving too much into the other people's situation. I'd rather delve more into you and what you have told me, because you have shared more and it's from a place of knowledge. With Jada and Will Smith, whatever they have decided to do, whatever she did, what she did, I just can't speak on because I don't know enough. I don't even feel like I have enough information to have an opinion. Sometimes an opinion is think about something. I don't care enough, because that's just like if someone else told me about their relationship and I don't know them, I don't really care because I don't really have a concerted
Connection or connection or and that's
about this. Just because their personalities doesn't mean that I even really have an opinion, because I just don't know enough to give a valid opinion. A valid opinion for me is because I have enough information. And to be honest, I don't have enough information to even give a valid opinion.
okay. That's fair. So let me ask you this question. Even if you had enough information and you did have an opinion, what would it matter?
Exactly.
So that's my point. So they put their business out there in the public forum to have people discuss or share or whatever they do. And my opinion, judgment/judgment or not opinion/judgment is no different than your non-opinion/judgment because you are not well informed or more informed. What they eat don't make me shit. It is out there. They put it out.
And we spent how much time on this? And actually, it wasn't just about them. So it ended up being a topic about, do we have
Absolutely.
the right,
It's a current event. It's a current
how
event.
someone handles their relationship? That, to me, that is the topic. Is do, like, even with you sharing, I can share with you because I'm your friend and I want you to be okay. I don't know, Jada. I want everybody to be okay, but I can't offer anything. It's not my place to offer anything. And I guess the only other thing for me is to say every relationship is so different. Every marriage is different. So unless someone has a foolproof way to prevent or to help challenges or scenarios in relationships and marriages, we all have so much to offer. But I mean, it was interesting, obviously, because we're talking about it.
Oh, it's absolutely. It's when it happened. So I think I shared with you prior to it coming out that I had seen an interview with Will, and intuitively, I don't know what it was because nothing that happens in their life changes my life. But something intuitively told me that he wasn't happy. Like he was doing an interview with somebody, and I don't remember who it was or what it was, but there was something that just didn't sit in my spirit. And then probably like 2 weeks later, this whole blow up, this whole revelation about this extramarital affair. You see what I'm talking about?
Keep going. Keep flowing.
This whole, it was like, I knew it. Like, wow. It was an affirmation of my intuition. Like, I knew something wasn't right. I knew something. I just knew it. And, like I said to you, on the outside looking in, he is handsome or attractive. He's tall. He's funny. He's driven. He's wealthy. Like, and again, I don't know what his sex game is, which is very important.
His emotional, his communication skills.
Yeah, all of that. Like, we don't know what any of that is. So
she wasn't happy.
You see what I'm talking about? This is what I was talking about. Remember I said, I know.
No matter how much money he has, how he looks, no matter how things appear, you can't question why she was unhappy based on those surface things. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm trying to catch it with you. Look, y'all, she's
so complete transparency. That's married dude blowing my phone up still. What?
I said this is just my second glass of wine that I'm finishing. I'm trying to catch up to your 4.
Shit, you see that? Can y'all see that? Oh, by the way, we will be doing some kind of not promotion, but review.
It's Wednesday. Why not?
Is it Wednesday? It is. Why Wednesday? What? But anyway, yeah, she's catching up. But as we said in our previous,
You've got a red. She's got a red. I've got a white. I haven't tried this. Usually, I'm not going to even discuss
do you hear the phone?
It's a Chardonnay. It's a nice chill Chardonnay. And I'm not acknowledging that because that's the problem right there, Alex, is you keep acknowledging it.
I'm not answering it. But remember when I told you he's blowing up the phone?
I think you like it. Go ahead.
Okay, so she talked about red. She talked about white. I'm going to talk about red. This is actual Old Vine Zinfandel. So it's a combination, but it's a red Zinfandel, not the rosé Zinfandel that we're usually typically accustomed to with the Behringer rosé Zinfandel. So as we mentioned before in episode 1, maybe not, I don't remember. We've done a few episodes now. But if you are wine connoisseurs, we're going to give you some recommendations because when I was first starting out as a wine connoisseur, I had no clue about wine. I didn't know the blends and the types of grapes and blah, 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 blah. I particularly prefer red because if I'm going to waste my calories, I'm going to waste them on reds, not whites, because whites typically have only like a 7.5% ABV, where reds will have a 15% ABV, which means alcohol content, means you get in your little
honey bun. These 2 glasses of Chardonnay have me right.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on what you're drinking. Whatever. I like both. I like
I
red.
need 15% because I'm a big girl.
Well, I know my
and I'm not going anywhere tonight.
No, but another thing is switching up too. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you switch up and change what you're drinking, whether it's liquor or wine, if you've been away from something for a while, it will affect you differently. So that's also because I know Chardonnay is quite effective for me. Very nice bourbon.
Do you like the Chenin Blanc? Have you tried that?
I haven't tried it much, but if it's not very sweet, I would definitely try it.
It's not very sweet.
Okay.
Ears are still popping from that plain. A to Z, y'all. It's unfiltered. It is.
Yes, y'all. I mean, when I tell you it's real time, it's not like these reality shows where, oh, cut. That wasn't cute. We don't.
There's no cute. Look, you see the hair is up. I'm hot. I'm like, my eyes are closed. My hair is up. I'm just like, whatever. Okay,
so for episode number 2, okay, so she mentioned we've done a few episodes because some episodes just didn't make it.
Well,
to be published for technical.
Yeah, because we screwed up on various levels.
Some technical issues, and we probably are still having technical issues.
Oh yeah.
The point of doing Yoni Confessions is to have 2 women, 2 friends who can agree to disagree, who can share different perspectives, opinions, but who also come together on so many things, don't we, Alex? Although she's affected by the situation right now, and I keep trying with it, and she keeps giving it attention. But
I don't give any attention. I have a phone on Do Not Disturb. My boss, my job, my real job. My other job. No, look. Listen. So okay. So this is a great conversation because I know I'm not the only one. So I manage a law firm in my other life, and my boss, they're talking about trying to figure out how to Baker Act this dude. Do you know what Baker Acting is?
They're trying to figure out how to do what? I didn't hear you.
Baker Act, which is synonymous with putting him away because he's mentally unstable, which only your family can do. But I say that to say that, look, I promise you, oh boy. Okay, so it's, I'm not giving that attention.
Do you all see what we're dealing with on this episode? Alex and the issue.
So listen, this is so real and so honest and so transparent. So anyway, my boss
I want you to know that this is on YouTube and it's on podcast. So are you sure that you want to talk about this?
I didn't say who he was. I just, dude. Jennifer, you see what I'm talking about?
I'm not acknowledging it. So anyway,
my boss is a wonderful man, and I absolutely adore him.
Okay, so moving on.
But I was saying that to say that, yeah, boss. He's crazy.
So we talked about your relationship.
Notifiably.
Talked about the viral publicity that Jada and Will Smith have gotten about their marriage. We've talked about how much we drink wine. We have talked about
taking any other recreational activities.
We have talked about
it's the wine. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm just kidding. You know, I have a 26-year-old son over here who's partaking in other recreational activities, which, you know, I thought it was fun. I'm kidding. I kid. You're all about, no, one of the things I absolutely adore and admire about you is you are all about your body and your blog, My Body Rocks, in terms of how your body takes care of you if you take care of it. So you are all about.
But with that said, and I appreciate you bringing it up as we come to a close of this episode, which went everywhere.
You know what? That's what happened. I was trying to text you.
So wait, let me just say this. If you all can't handle Yoni Confessions because we're everywhere, all over the place, and we're just really being real, and this is authentic and it's real time as far as when we record this, then
Okay.
I respectfully say I get it. The reason we do this is because I think women need to keep it real. We're keeping it so real.
You know what though? We have been, and I'm just gonna be one. I mean, this particular podcast was pretty deep, but we talk about so many things that we actually haven't talked about since we've been doing the podcast.
I know.
No, we need to go back to not being on this thing to talk, because we would talk about sex toys and masturbation.
Oh, we will, child. We got so many episodes to come. You all don't know what's ahead, because every day topic matter. Like, we're not going to just talk about relationships. We're not going to just talk about sex, although I think we love talking about sex. It's really
wine?
a way, and wine. Why do women love wine so much? I'm going to talk about that. Let me just say this real quick, since you brought it up, and I appreciate that. One of the reasons I started this is because I am a personal trainer and a wellness and lifestyle management coach. I've learned things over the years through my experience and studies that have helped me to live a relatively vibrant and, for the most part, healthy life, but I've also had medical and health issues. So I bring that to the table, and I've also recognized with my clients and my friends that they just don't want to talk about stuff. You know, they're whispering, I was on my cycle in front of their daughter. I'm like, why are you whispering that to your daughter? Let's be real about
deal with it.
With women in our rooms and being women, which is why we said Yoni. It's just about how are we being women? How are we living as women? So this is all about really sharing, information based on our experience and education, but also our personal lives, which is why we really get real and raw, So I love this because
listen, you guys, we will delve into some very serious topics, but we'll also delve into some very fun topics like the womanizer, and I ain't talking about a dude. It's actually called a sex toy.
You're so funny. So I have a website, and I actually am an affiliate with different adult toy products. And I encourage people, and we'll have a whole episode about that too, as far as women pleasing themselves and different toys and products, especially during COVID, because yes, I would love the flesh going up in here, but that's not possible at all times. Although I have
COVID right now. Can we talk about this madness that we're dealing with right now?
Well, we can do that leading to our episode, because I think our third episode really needs to dig deep. But yeah, COVID and quarantining and staying in place, girl, how has it affected that? But you've been, but see, it's not fair for you to talk about it because you hadn't been like just all by yourself.
Oh, I didn't hear you. La 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 la.
No, I'm not even talking about old dude. You know, I don't do it. But you've had some fun.
Oh, because
Fun.
my Barack and my James Bond. Mm-hmm. Mm.
And see, that's what I'm like, girl, when you got that, why even worry about it?
I know.
But look, I'm in a situation. I have a friend, and he's a great guy, but the connection is not exactly the same as what I've had with someone prior to all of this. And so it's an adjustment, passion and connection,
Chemistry. There's something to be said about chemistry.
and you can have all those ducks in a row. That's why I get on you all the time talking about how someone looks and what they have and this and that. Because
That's true.
you can have all that, but if there's not a connection, if there are not certain things that are just really like sinking, the other stuff doesn't matter. Woo.
You're absolutely right, because if there isn't any chemistry, it putters out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in like just
Forced chemistry?
Huh?
Forced chemistry?
What is forced that's not even a thing. What is forced? What the?
You said I don't believe in, so I was like,
I don't believe in forcing anything that is not real. Chemistry is natural. Either you have chemistry or you don't. You can be with someone and develop other things. I don't think you can create chemistry. I don't think chemistry comes along after a while. I think chemistry is what it is. It's an immediate thing. But just because you have chemistry with someone doesn't mean that you necessarily are meant to be with them for anything very deep or long lasting. Chemistry is chemistry, but the other elements that make a real fulfilling relationship may not be there. You know what I mean?
Isn't that confusing though?
What you doing? What are you doing right now, honey?
I am. I'll tell you. Hold on.
If you tell me you're texting somebody that you are trying not to communicate with, I'm gonna throw this glass of wine on you.
No, unless I ain't supposed to be why are my eyes closing?
Did you respond to a text from someone you're not supposed to be dealing with? Y'all see that head nod? Does it look believable? Ooh, I'm not texting somebody I shouldn't be texting.
It wasn't me. Look at your phone.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up, and hey, these things that we talk about.
Clear my name.
What did we talk about?
I wasn't responding to somebody. What was I doing? What I just do? What'd you just look at?
Okay, I thought she was texting her man.
He ain't my man no more. He her man. He always been her man. And who was I texting?
Me.
Clear my name. Clear my name.
I'm sorry, Alex. I thought she was caught up in communicating with old dude, and she wasn't. See how real this is? It's real. It's realer than those.
Hey, but later. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so what are we going to talk about next episode?
I think we're going to segue into how we've been handling our lifestyle during this shelter in place era. although we haven't all been sheltering kind of in place, but how we have actually maneuvered through the intricacies of sheltering in place and still having a life safely. So I think we want to kind of talk about that a little bit. So I want to encourage you.
Flaps.
And we'll talk about flaps another time. I'm a personal trainer. We'll shoot in my in-home studio one day and talk about how to work on that. Okay, that's a whole nother episode. I want you all to put up with us.
Like, they're either gonna love us or they're gonna hate us.
I think this is one of the realest episodes ever.
Yeah. No, this is what they're gonna get all the time.
And if you're interested in what's to come, I would love for you to stay engaged with us through social media. You can find us on a couple of sites, right? You can find us on IG, Instagram, and Facebook at Yoni Confessionz with a Z at the end. You can also find us on YouTube there, and please subscribe at Yoni Confessionz on YouTube. Subscribe. Okay.
Look, we ain't done yet because my bottle's not done. We gotta keep going.
I have to take a break because I've got a lot of liquid in me, if you understand what I mean. I also want you to, if you still tweet, we're on Twitter at YConfessionz with a Z at the end. And please, if you have any topic suggestions or any questions, be nice, because we're being as nice as we may not be nice to each other, but we want you to be nice to us. If you don't have anything good to say it in a nice way. But send us an email at confessions with an F at yoniconfessions.com.
No, with a Z. Don't confuse them.
No, confess
Oh,
at
bad.
yoniconfessions.com. It's our second
That's
F.
empty.
I'll deal with it. Okay, so if you want to take over, you can, but I have to take a little break.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. Anyway, so ladies and listeners, if there's some men around, my son. Yeah, my son with the noise. You are making all the noise with the phone. Just totally threw me off track. We're gonna have to cut this part out. Pause. I can't pause it. She's recording. Okay, so while she's on her little tinkle break, I'm gonna tell you some secrets about her. Oh, she's back. That was quick. Busted.
Because I was like, oh my God, what is she saying? Okay, what were you saying? What were you talking
I'm so busted.
What was she saying, y'all? What did she say?
I'm so busted.
What did she say?
No, my son with the noise and carrying on. Okay, time is up. But my bottle is still full, so not full, but
This has been
fun.
Confessions, unfiltered from A to Z with Alex and Jen. Please come back and bring a glass of wine.
Yes, please come back. Don't
Alex.
let this wait, our glasses are empty. Hold on.
No, mine isn't.
We can't share glasses. That's bad luck. Oh, mine's not. Hold on. You got something in yours. Hold on.
Bye, girl. You have to drink that offline. Bye. Bye.
Wait, we're not.
Okay, one more toast. Go. Click. Now look me in my eye.
Bye. See you next episode.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and like us on our Facebook page at Yoni Confessionz. Remember, with a Z.
Us on Twitter at YConfessionz and subscribe to our Yoni Confessionz YouTube channel.
You have any questions, issues, or topic ideas? Our email address is confess@yoniconfessions.com.
And remember, it's Confessionz with a Z at the end.